Hey everyone, Matron here bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This time a game between two very good players. We have oGsMC spawning as the blue Protoss playing on his buddy Liquid Huck's account. And then his opponent, the red Terran, is going to be mouzNaama playing on the mouzTosh account. So I believe this game took place on the North American server. Neither Naama nor MC has a North American account. So having to play on some secondary or friends accounts here, but Naama was the winner of DreamHack, took place in December, cast by Day 9 over in Europe. Very strong tournament and strong play by Naama, beating his opponent or his teammate mouzNaama in the finals of that one. And then oGsMC, winner of GSL Season 3, basically the top Protoss in the world right now, as GSL basically the premier event, and topping out in the latest season of that, beating TSL Reign in, I believe it was 4-1, may have been 4-0, but MC very confident in that one, and the hero that the Protoss race may be looking for, as he does put down that 12 gateway, and now sending out that scout, and you'll be able to see that this is not Huck playing, because that scout, well, you'll see, as Naama throwing down that first barracks and the gas right on time, so neither player deviating from any sort of standard opening. MC getting his gas up as well, and we see the probe coming in here trying to get some information, and he wants to know the gas timing, he wants to know approximately how many SCVs there are, and wants to possibly see a second Rax. So he's just going to stay in the base as long as possible here, getting information. So we do see that Rax is finished, and like I was saying, it is not Huck, because Huck would be harassing these SCVs. MC, he's okay with getting the Grand Tour and not necessarily causing too much havoc. So we see Naama doing his best to weaken the shields of some of these probes, and he is going to be able to see the cybernetic score here. Second pylon has gone down, so MC going for a bit of an economic build at this point. 18 harvesters to the 16 of Naama. And Naama just producing those first few Marines, going to be able to make sure that that probe can no longer get into the Terran base and get good scouting information. So a second gas going up for MC, possibly leading to some sort of higher tech. We do have the cybernetic score and the gas finishing at about the same time. Warp gate research started immediately, and the first unit coming out of this gateway going to be a Zealot, followed by a Stalker right away. And the two Marines at the top of this ramp going to deny scouting from this probe if it does try to poke up in there. And we see a factory coming out for Naama along with a second gas, so perhaps teching up here. We did see that he used mech play, siege tanks very effectively in DreamHack in this TVP matchup, has the probe of MC down to 4 hit points, and did not get too much information there. He saw that bunker being thrown down, so Naama taking a defensive position while he does tech up. Looks like he's going for a starport, so going for a 1-1-1 build here. Still no add-ons on the factory or the barracks here. And looks like MC going for a Stargate, so a 2-gate Stargate build. So something that we are seeing a little bit more out of the Protoss players is Stargate play in both the PvZ and the PvT matchup, using an early Void Ray or two to really get good positioning on an attack. You kite with that Void Ray, and it can do a lot of damage against buildings and certain units, as we see MC intercepting this Hellion from Naama, and he's going to know that that's on the way. That probe suiciding up there, able to see that the Marine count is still pretty low, so MC will know that his opponent is possibly teching up. And now this Hellion trying to make its way in here, but a very nice positioning by MC on the ramp, going to deny any sort of scouting for Naama. But Naama may be able to see this proxy pylon here, as that was thrown down by MC. He's keeping the Stalker in midfield, going to try to deny any more movement by that Hellion. The Hellion down to 30 HP, and the Marines and Hellion moving out possibly. Let's check out the production tab. It looks like we have an armory on the way for Naama, so maybe coming out some Thors here, and we'll see he is getting Banshees out of the starport as well. A very strong build against Protoss is the Thor Banshee build, but we do see that the Void Ray is out for MC, and now pushing forward the very large, or very nice size army at this point in the game, with the Void Ray and these Stalkers, mostly Marines right now for Naama, And Naama throwing down another bunker, trying to defend there, going to have to cancel that, as this Void Ray is going to be able to outrange these Marines, and just not a lot of units for the Terran player at this point. Saw that Banshee was canceled in favor of a Viking, so that Viking about to be done, and doing his best to keep this supply depot up. He would be supply capped if that did go down. MC pounding away at it. The Void Ray fully charged, now taking on these Marines, and trying to back up with this Void Ray, doing as much damage as possible. All the shields are gone from that Void Ray, and now the Viking and the Thor coming in here are going to try to shoot it down, and that large range on that Thor does have those missiles, range 10, able to take down that Void Ray. But MC just losing the one Void Ray, able to take down a lot of units there, 950 resources compared to the 450. So taking a little bit of an advantage there, and was just making more and more Stalkers. And it looks like back in his base he has a robotics facility coming out, and Immortals as well. So tech switching over to a robotics facility with Immortals, and compared to his Terran opponent, the Terran going to be coming out with a lot more Vikings now, and Thors as well. And it looks like we have Siege Tech and a Siege Tank coming out, so those Immortals going to be very, very good against the Thors and the Siege Tanks, and the Vikings going to be quite useless when the Protoss player does not have any air. MC throwing down an expansion as well, so at this point the game going his way totally. Still off these 2 gateways, very interesting, just 2 gateways. Typically you see 3 or 4 gates at this point in the game, and he may be adding a few as he does get this expansion up and rolling, but going for both a robotics and a Stargate, doing a little bit of a tech switch there, and we'll see whether it's going to throw his Terran opponent off just a little bit. Not a lot of units for Naama at this point. If we check out the Army tab, it is 1625 to 1200. We do see Naama does have the 1 Siege Tank and the Thor. Siege Tank about to be finished, and a 2nd Siege Tank on the way. So he should be able to do a nice job at least defending this position, but I really feel he needs to get up an expansion at this point. He's now going to be producing off of 3 racks, a factory, and a starport. Not quite sure that one base is going to be able to support all those production structures. And he's got a very varied army here. He's got the medevacs, not many Marines to be healed up by those medevacs. And then he's got the Thor and the Vikings. I guess he's not going for any sort of Banshee play anymore, as he's just trying to produce off these racks and produce medevacs instead. Back in the base of MC, now is up 2 Immortals, no upgrades yet for either player, and getting down a number of sentries as well when he does see that all those Marines are coming out. And Naama pushing forward here with some SCVs, those tanks, Marines, Vikings, medevacs, and the 1 Thor there doing a scan. He's not going to be very happy to see these Immortals and these sentries. See whether the force fields do go down. A Guardian Shield going up, going to limit the damage of those Marines quite a bit, and trying to focus down these Immortals. 1 Immortal does go down, trying to kite backwards with that Thor. The Immortal's chasing it down, and that Thor is not going to be taken down quite yet. But we see MC ripping apart all the Marines here, and now can take on the Siege Tank and the Thor. The Thor being picked up, trying to do a little bit of micro there, but Naama having to give the GG, as MC's play was just too strong there. He did have all those Immortals, so very powerful against the Thors and the tanks, and just the little bit of damage the MC did at the very start there, taking down a few supply depots, causing a bunker to have to be canceled there, and taking down a few Marines as well. Just really got Naama back on his heels a bit, and he did not have the right army comp or the army size actually to be pushing out there, but he almost had no choice. He had no expansion. MC was about to take a huge lead. We see he had added another 2 gateways back in his main, so he could have pushed out quite a death push in the next minute or 2. So Naama forced to push out, sort of have a 1 base all-in timing build there. Not really sure what he was going for, but MC, the masterful Protoss, able to take his opponent down. There's another few games to the series, as it is a 3-game series, so I'll go ahead and bring you those now. Thanks for watching this one. Take care.